Hello students and grown-ups. Today I'm going to show you a little art hack because maybe you are at home and you don't have paints but you love to paint. I'm going to give you a little trick that maybe you can do a little bit of painting at home, okay? To do this painting hack, you're going to need some paper, a little bit of plain water, a paintbrush, and if you don't have a paintbrush, you can use some Q-tips, a plastic lid, and some water-based markers like Crayola markers. First thing I'm going to do is turn this lid into a paint palette, and I'm going to turn it into a paint palette by coloring some marker onto the lid. Now it has to be water-based marker because if it was a permanent marker, this wouldn't work. So markers like Crayola are water-based, and I'm just going to color my colors that I want to use, and I probably want to use all the colors onto my palette. And once I have all the colors I want to use colored on, then I'll be ready to paint. My paint palette ready. I just have a little jar of plain water, and I have a paintbrush, and I have Q-tips. So if you don't have a paintbrush, you can still do a little fun painting with the Q-tips. So you're just gonna take your paintbrush and wet it, and then just gently touch it onto the color that you want to use. And look at that, it's making paint. Isn't that fun? And when you run out, you could just color that spot again. And when you want to change colors, you rinse your brush, then you can change color. And I want to tell you something too, that if you're painting on some thin paper like printer paper or notebook paper, you cannot paint over the same spot a whole bunch of times, or you will make a hole in your paper and then you'll rip it and you'll be so sad. So once you've painted in a spot, don't paint that spot anymore. Only paint the white spots. And you've probably heard that before. We don't want you to ruin your paper, but look at, you're painting just with some markers. What a fun way to paint. And if you don't have markers, you can do the same thing with a Q-tip. Just wet it and rub it on the colors you want, and you can do some dot painting. You can, paint some little areas. Just be very gentle with your touch when you're using a Q-tip. And I would probably change Q-tips for each color so they don't get messy, but dots work out great. And that's a little painting hack with markers. And I'd love to know if you try. Have fun.